Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is discuss a multiple response strategy, and this will be a Google Doc. So, having computers in the classroom, and you want students to create files, but right now, if they create the file, they have to attach it to an email, or else they'll have to put it on a location and share permissions, and basically it's taking a lot of class time. And so what this is a Google Doc, and educators have gotten together and they've created scripts just for classrooms. And so I will show you one of the scripts that's available. So I will insert script, and this script's so popular that it just comes right up, otherwise you would search for it, but it's Doctopus version 4.1.3. I'm going to go ahead and install, and it says it's installing, and after it installs, you will look up here and you will see a new menu item. Okay, here you see the new menu item. It's called Doctopus. When I click on it, it says launch installation, or how does it work. I'm just going to go ahead and just show you how it works. First of all, it asks for authorization. You click OK, and then it's authorized. Now you launch installation. Okay, so once it's installed, it also wants to authorize these rubric web apps. So, yep. Okay, so here's the basics. I can select a group project, individual, all the same, or individual differentiated, or the whole class. For this purpose, I'm going to make it real simple. I want each individual student to have the same template or the same document with the same question on it. So I will say all the same. Okay, so now it gives you some more options. If you want each student to be able to view each other's paper, then you would say allow view only or comments only. And if you don't want students to look at their papers, you can just say no access. At the individual student level, same thing. We're going to allow them to edit because they're going to answer a question. Then you can also send this to the principal or anybody else who wants to see the responses of the students. Here, sheet 1 is where my roster is with all the information. The email address is located on the column email, and there should be an excused column as well. My students have individual, so we can even put them in individual folders, but for this purpose we're not. Okay, step 2. Select the folder that contains your template. So, when I click on it, I'm going to go to MRS. Here's where my template is, and I'm going to select the document and save settings. And just so you can look at the document, I'm going to go over here to the document, and all I have in the document is what did you do in class today and how will you learn next time. These could be any kind of questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the document in that same folder for the teacher. And the way I'm going to name it is just by last name. So this is like a variable, and so it'll just name all files with the last name. And notify editors immediately upon sharing and resharing. So it's going to send them an email and it's going to say I've shared the document with you, and I'll put this is a test. Okay. Then I will create a new folder assignment. Okay. And then I'm going to hit save. So now, here's the doc sharing configuration. It just wants you to review. I'm going to send it to individual, all the same. The whole class will not have access. Allow editing. Put it in this folder. Here's a sample of what the student might get. So I'm going to run, copy, and share. if you notice in the background, we have some new columns being created, and then here in a little while, it's basically sharing files with everyone and putting a timestamp on there. So you'll see in a little bit once it's done what it has created. Okay, once it's done, it says all documents were successfully shared. I hit OK. Now, I have another account up here, and if I go to Shared with Me, I can see that I have a new document, and it's my last name. And when I click on it, it's what did I do in class today? And of course, the answer is we learned how will work harder. Okay, I'm going to go back to the I don't have to save because this is Google Docs, but I'll go back to the teacher view. Okay, now in the teacher view, it shows when the last editings were, so I could refresh time of the last editing, and you can actually see when the document was worked on. At this point, let's say that I want to attach a rubric. They have something called a Goobric, which is very similar to a rubric. But let's say I want to stop everyone from writing because I'm going to grade it. So here I have embargo for grading. I click on embargo, and what happens is it's going to say to the students that time's up. You can't write on it anymore. And so it locks it up and changes the permission. Okay, now the teacher can go, and instead of going and looking at all the files or looking through emails, what they can do is they can just click on the folder, on the file, and go right to it. And so in this case, I'm clicking on the one I have, redirects me, and here's what I put down. The teacher can go to each one of these and have it all in one location. Now, I can come back here and give a grade. I'll say that was a B, and the need more information. And so basically, I can put written feedback for each student and assign a grade. And then what I can do is I can say, okay, unembargo, which means now they will be able to write on it. So after they've received a grade, I'm going to put with their feedback and say you can better your grade if you listen to this feedback, and then send personalized emails, so I don't have to create an email one by one. It'll just say feedback on that file, and it says, dear student, your grade on the document is, and then it's going to be a B, and then my written B feedback. So it'll say please update when necessary, and then I say save and send emails. Well, I'm not going to do it now, but then that will send everyone an email that I've graded your document, what its grade is, and how you can make it better. So if I'm done with the assignment, I can transfer student ownership to them, and so they'll keep that paper in their folder year after year after year, and they can archive and look across levels. So anyway, this is a MRS strategy that's very efficient for teachers, and there's a lot of scripts being made by groups like the one from Mr. Stillman in the New York area. So we'll be looking out for them. But this is a MRS, which is the multiple response strategy for Google Docs.